Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P-Funk. Thinking right out here in the lab. The sun is coming up, but I'm in the book. I'm back in what I'm doing. I get my lessons again. I had to get some of that stuff off my chest. You know how I do. So we back in the book. Got a nice little lesson for you. Let's go. Rightism, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's a message in my story for life. I give you life lesson. You tune in to receive them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission, and I'm on it, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking way of life through mental and spiritual discipline. Practice daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal, of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. You see where we're going with this? Okay, let's get there together. And I ask the question, do you know you? You will when I'm through. Yeah, that's what I do. It's rhetorical. But if you don't have the answer for yourself, tune in. I got you. A person who knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. I appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. My thinkers, know thyself and too. Might not be true. I'm back in the book. We're talking about how to gain self-mastery, and we're talking about climbing the tree of life. That's what we're doing now. I think chapter 2, lesson 2. We're about to wrap this up because at the end, there's a question and answer session. We're going to do that too for this lesson. So let's talk about right thinking. Let's talk about mastering the forces. The principles is mastering oneself. Trust me. And every one of these aspects are aspects of your character. So if you get to understand it, it will make a little more sense to you. So let's go. I just got to tell you about when musicians had a gift to play. They do what they do. Okay, now we're talking about, so mastery of the forces. What's the forces? Harnessing the skills. That's what we're going to talk about. So now, of course, from our perspective of the teachings, okay, the mastery over the forces, principles, in order to use them, the whole goal is to learn, master, and implement them in you. And when you learn them properly, what happened and how? In your day-to-day living. And that's very important. But it's the knowledge and the wisdom of gaining your spiritual enlightenment. And that's relating to the things, that transcend what we call the world of time and space. The next level. It ain't physical. It becomes spiritual and mental. The body is the last result, the lowest level, the grossest level. When you go to sleep, you go to the next level. When you die, you go to the next level, or you come back here and do it again. Another lesson, but that's reincarnation. But the idea, the physical body ain't going nowhere. It's going to run out. It's what's in the body, the spirit, and it's the conscious mind. Once they become one, ding, 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 that's the ticket to go home. That's how you punch your ticket while here. We're spiritual beings having a human experience. This is school. This is a life lesson. You have to experience for yourself. Ain't no other way to get there. Christ is right about that. The only way to the Father is through me. Why? You got to live here just like I did to get to the Father. That's why, conceptually, and that's real. But it's most important that you understand. Why? Because if you were to discover the knowledge and the principles of the comedic tree of life, what I'm taking you through now, if you were to learn and master them, you'll reach self-mastery. This book can get you there. Why? Because it gives you everything you need to do that. All you got to do is implement it. It may take a little time, but everything in here will help you. I've been doing this book over 10 years. But they all lead you to total understanding of the entire creation and the entire universe. What more could you want to know about? And having understanding of the entire creation and universe, now your understanding is of what? Also the ultimate. You understand the ultimate, also the ultimate, and the cause and the ultimate source that we said before is who? Ra, who emerges from the transcendent Nebuchadnezzar, the all-encompassing God, Mehert, the female aspect of all-encompassing, etc. Remember, on another level, not the physical, next level up, knowing them means what? You ready? Knowing yourself. This is the blueprint. And the lesson that I'm giving you is to help you do just that. And because what? The essence of creation, listen to this, is you. Well, how can I be created? Again, pay attention. Or what we call your higher self. That's God. Ding, 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 get the concept? And your deeper self, your true self, is God. You got to come conscious of that. Hello, know thyself. Come on. And knowing, what's this? Knowing a principle and mastering it also allows you to have what they call insight into what? Nature. God, nature. Of what? The principle as it affects your life as well. We getting there. And I take every one of these aspects as a part of me to master so that I can master myself. And what's this? Most people are unaware of how the cosmic forces are driving their lives. And when Luke went to see Yoda, he explained to Luke how to use the force, get in sync with the force. He was telling him about nature, about the Native Americans, and about the Cometians. Okay, philosophy. And what happens? They will move, if you are ignorant, being aware, unaware means ignorant. Okay, not to know. And watch this, they're unaware that their lives, and so they move on in life thinking and believing of life as what? An uncontrolled and unfathomable river in which they become swept up in with no control over their situations in life. Wrong, wrong, wrong. If I can swim, if I get in the river, I'm going to stroke, do that, and deal with it. You ain't got to swim upstream. Okay, that's tiresome. Just go with the flow, so to speak. And in life, if you understand, everything came down on me, I got this, all that nonsense, collect yourself, gather yourself, breathe, think and function and make your way out of a situation. You don't control the situation, but you control you during the situations. That's the difference. And that's the Stoics concept. I like them tough guys. But this path is a mastery. This path is of mastery. Why? Because you have to master every one you go to. And we're starting out with Set. And over the principles represented by what? Each god, male, or goddess, female. We'll start out with Set. Female, Neptune. And thereby becoming what? Like them. How can I become like Set? Understand him, learn him, what his do's and don'ts, his wills and wants, his goods and bads. Understand him and become like him by understanding him. He's not a bad guy. That's what most people present him as the bad. No, y'all term Set, which is your ego, which is your id. Carl Jung tell you got to modernize for y'all to understand the id, the I, the me. Yeah, that's true. We knew that. But if it's ran by that person that's inside you, you don't know nothing. If you believe and think you do, you're going to have problems. That's what Set is, the ego. It thinks it's God. It believes it's God. They tell you, even in Christianity, the God y'all serve in the real. Yeah, we already know that. Matter of fact, everybody want to be God. Moving on. But the idea is to master all these situations and become like them. And if that, she represents what? Nature. If you know nature, her birth date has an expiration date. Us humans, we got one too. We just don't know it. until it happens. But yeah, we will die. And understand that that's the concept of Nathet. She's the opposite of immortality. She's mortality. But these are all concepts that you can acquire and learn and become like them. Or rather, discovering what they call the divinity that's within you. They're all inside you. That's what they're telling you. Excuse me. So, for example, okay, quick lesson. If you want to be about Set, you want to know about Set, you get to know about your own, what? Egoistic nature. What's the dark side to you? Back when I was doing my thing, I had a little thing for certain things. So, and again, everybody got their own thing. And when it's evil and, everybody ain't proud of that. Okay, but that's what they tell you. Set didn't give a damn about pride. Set Set just didn't care. He can do anybody, anything, anywhere. Okay, that's got a story about that too. Okay, the ego has no conscience, has no regrets, nothing. Okay, so now quickly, for example, where we at? Set learning your egoistic nature, aka Carl Jung called the dark side. I love the dark side. Why? I functioned in the dark side for a long time. A lot of us don't like our bad stuff. Don't like what you can't escape that. I relished in that. So I'm fully aware of that. But when he made the decision to stay in the dark side, he didn't give a crap about the light. That's what I'm trying to tell you. If you doing what you're doing, you don't give a damn. Simple as that. And he went that to the grave. He took it to he ain't changed. I was right there the whole time. Moving on. I won't go out like that. Simple as that. He showed me one thing, how not to do. I appreciate them. Appreciate them for that. Okay? Watch this. Now, if you want to learn about Set, that's your ego side. That's your desires, your futilities, your flaws. I gave all these lessons. This is all character stuff, as well as what? Your illusionary nature of egoism. Me. I got to get mine. I'm getting mine. I'm going to do. Yeah. That's human nature. That's human nature. And once you use that as a survival mechanism, you grow into that concept and you have those characteristics. He was jealous, insecure, all those negative qualities. He was full of them. I asked my mom, what was about this? She answered in her way. I understood. I ain't got a problem with that. I pissed off with him because how he was treating my mom. I didn't like none of that. Okay, but they grown. That's between them. I didn't know that then. I'm fully past that now. Okay, but again, I held something against him that it wasn't even done to me. Done to somebody who I love. So I took it out on him. And when she told me she forgave him, okay, moving on. No harm, no foul, dude. All right. But when you want to know you. Don't just know the good part that you like about you. There's some parts about you might not like, but you cannot say that that's not you unless you change. I didn't like the stuff I did, so I changed. Simple. I'm still me. I just don't do certain things. That's changed, and that's the whole concept. When you know yourself, you can better yourself, and you can be your best self, because at least you know you. I don't want nobody telling me about me. When I was young, I got ready to riot act a few times. I didn't like that. Why? Because it was true. I was mad. Why? They pulled me. There's nothing like being exposed. I took it personal. I changed. I didn't fight. I didn't argue. You won't be able to say that to me again. Moving on. That's how you deal with certain things in life. You take the negative, put a spin on it, and throw it back at them. And knowing about my girl, I just told you about it, not that allows you to now understand about death. That's it. Scared to death of dying. Dude, time running out. Party's about over. You can't have no more sex. You can't do. Party's about over. He wanted more. His desires superseded his conscious understanding about what this thing's all about. Why? It still desired the stuff that he wanted to do. Moving on. Again, witness it. Watch this. And watch this. Now, but that teaches you about death. And if you are ignorant about that in you, that's what happens. That's what I'm trying to show you. You fight tooth and nail. No, you're going down. It's going down. They know hospice. They know when they put you there, they know once the body starts breaking down, it's going to expire. Moving on. But they know you know about death. Understand that we got people, 90, 100 years old, people crying, he been there 90 years. Don't feel sorry. Moving on. But it's all about understanding death and the transient nature of life. Yeah, if you're born, you're going to die. If you came in any other way, let me know. But that's nature. Moving on. But all of these descriptions right now are really just superficial. Why? Because what needs to happen is that you, the individual, need to be what? Put in your deep study of each principle for yourself. Due diligence, we call it. Once you understand set, you practice at that. Once you get at that, you're ready to move on. That's called climbing. I'm going to take you through one. Right now, we're just getting on the first branch, which is your ego and understanding nature. All right? And after that study, Sheedy, comes when you study it. I just gave you the myth. Now you reflect on it. What part about it pertains to you? And it is you. You see you in it. Now you start to discover insight about yourself. And watch this. You reflect on that principle. And after you reflect on it, when you see you in it, now you meditate on it. And that's the end result on that principle. Why? Now it's locked in. Ding, ding, ding. It holds a slot in every concept. So now you can what? Implement it. You can practice it. That's the name of this game. Then as your thoughts have what? Been led through your due diligence, your practice, through what they call this process. You are now able to what? Manifest those principles and use the force in the physical form and by action through mind, body, and speech. The speech means speaking in a way of that principle speaks. You know how Set speak? You know how that spoke? Those are things you learn about them by studying them and, okay, your mannerism. So if you want to be like Set, this is one of my favorites. You have to think, speak her wisdom. Yes, study her wise teachings. Know the story about her. She got a hell of a story. Boy, boy, boy. And you study wise thoughts. That way you think wise thoughts. You speak wise words. Then you act in a wise way. See where we're going with this? And she acts the way she acts. And you can learn how she acts by studying her myths. And then what? Applying those ways in what? Your day-to-day life. And what happened? Eventually, you'll discover her work within yourself. Whether or not you're male or female don't make a difference. Principles ain't male or female. Spirit ain't male or female. Only the physical body is male or female. Everything else is pretty much opposites for that purpose. And the male can't reproduce without the female and vice versa. So they make it so we got to go together. The yin can't yin without the yang. Okay? They got to go together. And that's, again, nature. Now, the particular Netarian principle in its different forms. Every Netarian God aspect principle sways in different ways depending on how you want to use and teach them. They use the headdress to show you what the gift of that nature of that God represents in you. Again, aspects. The whole body, you know, your body is the horoscope. Me being Capricorn, I'm the knees. Okay? Then you got, Aquarius with the ankle, and then Aries is the feet. But the whole body start with, Aries is the head. So Aries started with the ram. And the whole body is laid out like that. I know that from studying, but I can't teach it. Why? Because I can learn it. I understand it. It makes a lot of sense. I can follow it, but I can't teach it because somebody who's proficient in that. That's where I learned it from. I ain't got to teach what I know. Why? I just know it. Some things you can't teach. Some things you just know. That's all. I'm the same way. I know different. All right. Everything I learn, I ain't proficient to teach it. And I don't profess to be. That's why I leave it to those who do that. Simple. All right, let's go. Now, with knowing the principles, mastering them, okay? Now, you have to what? Realize, knowing that particular Netarian principle in its different forms, okay? Knowing when to use it, when not to use it. Now is important steps into what? Learning about the particular principle being spoken about. Again, you are to have to realize that knowing the Netaru, that God and Goddess cosmic forces, leads you to what? Neta, singular, one, supreme being, God, the transcendental, the all, the absolute, whatever you want to call him. We didn't have God. The ancient Egyptians didn't have a word God. Okay? Neta, natures. That's what they consider God. So you hear that word, that's what it means, okay? I hate going back and forth. And as the process enjoined in the Anuian Tree of Life philosophy, the pathway, they say, is simple, but not necessarily easy. Anything easy ain't worth having. Low-hanging fruit, stuff that just fall off, stuff people want to give away, stuff that you got to work, earn, and sweat, and get. That's what's worth it, okay? Those the jewels, those the crowns that you want in your life, okay? That's where they lie, within you, and you got to find them for yourself. Again, where we at? Okay, Supreme Being. And now with our Jungian theology, they had a pathway. They told you it's necessary, but it ain't easy. And I tell you all the time, easy, arduous. Easy was just from the many multiplicity and differentiation. That means you got a bunch of choices, a bunch of everybody saying this, that, and the third. At the bottom of the pyramid, right? Everybody starts out here. And to the one singularity at the top. Everybody starts out, okay, at the starting line. Don't too many people finish. That's success in life. That's what's up. Oh, what's this? No. Because you got rich and famous, that don't mean you're successful in life. Okay? In the materialistic world, yeah, you number one. You can't crack. But at Judgment Day, what kind of person was you? That's what a lot of y'all, for sure. Let me wrap this up. I see the clock. I ain't going to take too much of your time. I'm talking about y'all. Y'all don't want to be talked about. So let me just wrap this up right quick. From the singular person, okay, this is your life. Everybody start out down here. And you better you yourself, you'll be up here. A lot of them won't. Understand that. So you be by yourself. Last part. One thing you should realize that I'm trying to emphasize here is that the importance of the ritual. What's the ritual? Your reflection, reflecting, thinking about it, studying, putting in the work, and what's this? Reinforcing the will. Why? Because the rituals also attract the cosmic forces through what? Invocation. Every time you pray, they turn out the libation. That's for Legba. That's the guy, but he walks with a limp because he walked between two worlds. I love that concept. I get the philosophy, okay? But the devil or Legba who go thought is ours, God's messenger. That's all he is. He did the word from God to you. My pastor said, that's me. Why? I'm getting message from God and I'm passing it down to those who need it. I'm Legba. I got the concept. I understand that. I love that. Because they say he walked with limp because the one that live here, he got to make everybody else. But in heaven, he walk in pride. Like, quick joke. Willie Mays, they didn't know nothing about baseball. Willie Mays was up to bat. Everybody hollering, Willie Mays, say, hey, Willie. So the guy threw four straight balls. And the lady said, what happened? He walking, the person he put the bat down, start walking. The lady asked the guy, what happened? He said, lady, he got 4 balls. She said, walk proud, lady, walk proud. So some of y'all will get it, some of y'all won't, but I got it. Moving on. All right, but the idea is what you're doing, be proud of it. Walk with it, reinforce the willpower, and you practice the ritual, get into it, okay? And watch this. So now, before you pray, libations, call out the God and goddess you want, watch this. So now, if you're doing programs for the goddess, what you have to do, you have to unveil the images, read the chants, songs, etc. Why? That relate to that particular goddess. And you talk about her myths. Bring her up, bring her into the conversation, let her presence be known. And you talk about her stories and about her glories and her sorrows as well. We all have downtime. We all have some sorrows, okay? But it ain't just all good. That's what they try to tell you. Even with the God and goddesses, even the principles. But you deal with the sorrows as well as her triumphs. And there was a many. And that attracts what? The energies of that related God or goddess. Again, that's what they're trying to say. Use the force. Feel the force. I love that. I'm going to stop right there because I got some more for you. Another lesson. But I see the clock going, so I'll shorten them down a little bit. I see lessons get longer and the views are getting shorter, so I got to shorten the lesson, hoping the views go back up. I hope you enjoy the lesson. I'll be right back. Right thinkers, in closing, may y'all live to be 100. Me, 100 minus a day. So I never know that my right thinkers have passed away. I'll be right back. I got another lesson for you right here.